Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Juan Syahputra from R4A class, and this time I will explain about learning, teaching, and my experience. While I'm learning from the elementary school until the university. Let's get to the topic. Okay, we start with the definition of learning. What is learning? What is meant by learning? Learning is a process of effort made by each individual to get change in behavior, both in the form of knowledge, skill, as well as attitude and positive values as an experience for various materials they have been studied. In addition, the definition of learning can also be interpreted as all psychological activities that are then carried out by each individual, so that his behavior is different between before and after learning. This change in behavior can occur due to new experience, having intelligence or knowledge after learning, and practicing activities. Okay, then there is a learning characteristic. There is a three learning characteristic. I start with number one. The first, duration or time. The characteristic of the first learning is the duration or time in learning activities. The time for learning itself is arguably not short. In other words, requires a process in order to know the result of learning. And second, there's this content social interaction. With the learning process, it will create interaction. This is not without reason, because when learning, someone certainly does not do it alone. And the last one, there is a change in behavior. The next learning characteristic are changes in a person's behavior. The change in behavior can be like psychomotor, affective, cognitive, and so on. Change in behavior itself are permanent and some are temporary. Okay, next there is a types of learning. In the teaching and learning process, it is also known that there are various activities which then have a different pattern from one to another, both in terms of material and methods, as well as in aspect of goals and change in aspect behavior. The diversity of this type of learning itself appears in the world of education in line with the needs of human life, which are also very diverse. And types of learning include number one, learning abstract. Abstract learning is a learning process that uses abstract ways of thinking. The goal is to gain understanding and solve non-existent problems. In studying these abstract matters, then the role of a strong mind is needed in addition to mastery of principles, concepts, and generalizations. Example of learning that fall under this type include studying mathematics, chemistry, cosmography, astronomy, and some materials in the field of religious studies such as monotheism. Okay, there's the learning skills. The learning skills is learning by using motor movement, namely those related to the nerve and muscle or neuromuscular. The goal is to acquire and master certain physical skills. In learning, this type of intensive and regular exercises are needed. This type of learning includes learning sports, learning music, learning to dance, learning to paint, repairing electronic objects, as well as some religious subject matter as such as prayer and pilgrimage. And the last one, social learning. Social learning is basically learning to understand problems and technique for solving this problem. The purpose of social learning is to master understanding and skills in solving social problems such as family problem, friendship problem, groups, and various other social problems. Okay, then I will tell you about my learning experience starting from the elementary school to university as it is now. During elementary school, we could enjoy playing and, of course, learning because I was still focused on my new friends at the time. It was at the time that I learned about basic mathematics, which Of course, it's still easy and fun to do. Then there was my favorite subject, it is sport. And in junior high school, here I felt school from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Initially, it was very hard to do in the first year, until I once fell asleep in a class. And the school rules were very strict, and this changed my behavior in high school. For lessons, it was also starting to be difficult for me to follow. And however, being in the second and third years made me get used to it. Starting from the entry hours to even the most difficult lessons I could balance, it was at this moment that I really enjoyed this time. Then I was in vocational high school. I majored in online business and marketing, and it was here that I was introduced to many terms in the business world. And went straight into the retail for the 6 month. I did a lot of practice in those days, so I really like practice over the theory. I feel prepared to be ready for the world of work after graduating from this vocational high school, but I prefer to continue my education at university. And it was time for college, the time when I met new friends. It turned out the adapting at the time was difficult. I immediately met many friends and was able to follow the lesson given. I majored in English education because I like foreign languages and I want to explore them. At the beginning of the semester, online learning was implemented, and in the third semester, we started studying in class, and there is a lot of material, and there are new terms that I'm hearing during this time, and of course, I really enjoy it. Okay, that's all about my experience in learning. I'm sorry if the words are not clear, and thank you so much. Goodbye.